Hello everyone, welcome to Zero Labs. Today is Monday, May 30th, 2016. I'm Mark Brash, your host, and today I make good on a promise that I've made previously to produce a few more helpful how-to videos. Today's project, my honeydew project of the day, is to repair this. The beast, my wife's Dyson animal, the DC28. This will now be the second time I've had to repair this. I know exactly what's wrong. Quite possibly the single most over-engineered vacuum ever made. Stay tuned. So yeah, this will now be the second time that I've fixed this vacuum cleaner. One of the things that I dislike about this vacuum cleaner, I mean, it works really well, but one of the things that I dislike is that Dyson designed it such that you cannot replace individual components inside the beater bar brush assembly. All right, you cannot change any of the belts on the motor, and you cannot change the brush of the beater bar separately. If you need to change any of those things, you have to replace the whole front head of the vacuum cleaner. At least that's the way Dyson will sell it to you. And if you get it from Dyson, maybe about 150, 160 bucks just for the front head assembly. And if you get it at an aftermarket vacuum wholesaler, I think online, they sell them for $130. The real problem is the construction of the wiring, the type of wiring that they use to control the circuitry inside that connects with the switch assembly on the top. And the symptom is the lights in the switches for the head position. They'll kind of flash like R2D2, and sometimes the beater bar assembly will rotate, sometimes it will not. It really behaves as though the micro switches inside have gone bad, but really what has happened is the wiring has broken inside. We're going to show you how to disassemble it, how to get to that wiring, how to replace it, and how to get this thing working again. So the first thing I got to do is figure out how to take the head assembly off. We'll remove the canister. Take out the primary filter. This could definitely use a cleaning. And there's a secondary filter just for the motor itself. This doesn't need cleaning as often. This merely filters the debris that's released by the brushes as they wear. All right. Now, the things that fail quite regularly on this vacuum cleaner are the hose for the beater bar and this gizmo here called an air mussle. If this thing was engineered properly to begin with, it wouldn't need an air mussle to hold the head down and keep it against the carpet. But as it is, this air mussle uses some of the vacuum that's created by the motor to exert additional force on the head to pull it down against the carpet, and this has a tendency to wear out and break along the edge. So, to underscore how over-engineered this vacuum cleaner is, not only do we have an air muscle, right, to keep the head against the carpet when the vacuum is running, because it's so unbalanced that it needs this extra muscle and just in order to operate properly. It has a servo-driven cam mechanism with a position sensor circuit, position sensor switch array inside of 3 micro switches that ride on these cams right here. And the servo, when the servo is running, will adjust the height of the brush, of the beater brush, based on the position of this rod driven by the servo. The servo is controlled by a microprocessor controller right here. And please explain to me why any vacuum cleaner needs to be this complicated. Please explain that to me. Absolutely no reason whatsoever that any vacuum cleaner should be this over-engineered. It sucks dirt. That's all it does. Unbelievable. Unfrickin' believable. So you have to take the cover of the motor off to get to this belt cover that is attached to the air muscle. All right. And now we see internally the ribbon cable that runs down to the head, and it flexes right here, makes a bend. This ribbon cable is nothing more than a computer hard drive cable. They didn't even bother to use a Mylar flexible cable. This is just a ribbon cable that you would normally see in a computer, not meant for a great deal of flexing. In my opinion, planned obsolescence. This is a guaranteed breakdown of your vacuum cleaner. Very, very, very annoying to me. Alright, so let's continue with the disassembly now. We need to get this ribbon cable out. And it's laced in here. I have taken pictures of this already so that I know how it all goes back together. And this will be the second time that I have replaced this ribbon cable. So here's the ribbon cable assembly that is prone to breakage, and in operation, right there is where it breaks as the head moves back up and down. This is just a regular computer cable. This is identical to the cable that was in there originally, and they only last just so long and then they break. And that is the planned failure. This is guaranteed to fail on your Dyson DC28 animal vacuum cleaner. Thank you, Mr. Dyson. Thank you so much. Jerk. Here we go. Back to the final assembly, or the final reassembly of the repaired ribbon cable from my wife's Dyson highly over-engineered vacuum cleaner. And that, boys and girls, is all there is to putting together a Dyson Animal DC28. Wasn't that simple? Thank you, Mr. Dyson. Thank you for such a marvelous engineering masterpiece. Couldn't be any simpler. Let's see. We have an electrically servo-driven cam that adjusts the beater bar height. We have an electrically actuated, electric servo actuated clutch mechanism that engages the beater bar and disengages. And we have a vacuum servo that is called the air muscle that assists the beater bar head and pushes it down or pulls it down into the carpet, because the machine itself is so unbalanced that it requires the air muscle to make it work right. Now this is a bunch of engineers who are sitting around at Dyson saying, oh gee, looks like we f***ed up. Maybe we should fix it. Okay, I have an idea. We'll make a vacuum servo. We'll pull it. We'll fix the balance problem. Yeah. How do we market this thing? Let's put a positive spin on it. Well, let's see. Air muscle. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. You know, good vacuum. The basic design with the vortex and all that, and the cleaning ability. Nice job. But Mr. Dyson, you need to fire your engineers. Fire them. I sincerely hope that the newer generation models, now this is a fairly old model, I admit. We've had this for a long time. I sincerely hope that the newer generation models are a little easier to service, have more replaceable parts, like maybe you can replace the belt, maybe you can replace the beater bar, I don't know. But all I can tell you is you can't on this one unless you change the whole frickin' front head assembly. Unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. Anyway, that's all for now from Zero Labs. I hope you all enjoyed this little repair tutorial. Thanks all for watching. As always, please rate, share, comment, and subscribe. And peace, everybody. Even you, Mr. Dyson. Oh, maybe I should check it and see if it works, huh? Put it all back together. I don't know if it works. Well, is there a motor in there? I don't know. We'll find out. I think there's the drive motor. I forget. No, I'm talking out of my ass. Let's start over.